Welcome back. In this exercise, we will take a look at calculating the bond issue price and amortizing the interest, the bond discount or the premium, not the interest, amortizing the bond discount or the interest using the effective interest rate method. So in this exercise, we're told that Gonzalez Group issues a $900,000 13% bond on June 30th, 2024 for, they've given us a bond issue price, $967,707. However, we will calculate the bond issue price just to make sure we have an understanding of where they came up with this number. The bonds are dated June 30th and mature on June 30th, 2044. So they're 20-year bonds. Bonds of similar risk issue 12%. They pay 12%. We are paying 13, which means we should issue it at a premium, which is what is the number that you see over here. Interest is payable semi-annually on December 31st and June 30th. So before we go through all the journal entries and various calculations, let's first confirm that this bond issue price makes sense to us over here. So we are borrowing $900,000. We will pay interest at the rate of 13% 2 times a year. So it's 6.5% each time. So that works out to $58,500. Market rate is 12%. We will look up the present value factor for n equals 40, I equals 6. Again, note, it's semi-annual interest payment. That's why I had to make those adjustments. I'll look up the factors in table 2 and table 4 respectively. And when I go through all my calculations, I come up with the exact same answer as they did over here, the number they gave me, which is 767,707. That's a rounding off, so we're good with that. So let's write down all the information we have over here. Now scrolling out over here, on the date of issue, we have bonds payable, bond premium, coming up with the net number when you put those two together. So that's a number that was given in the problem to us. That is always the opening book value. The opening book value is the cash price, how much we collected. Let's first write down the adjusted market and bond interest rate. 13% is the bond rate. Adjustment divided by 2 is 6.5%. Do the same for market rate. 12% divided by 2, we get 6. How much cash am I going to pay each time? We had already done that calculation. That number is the 58,500. That's going to be the same number over here, 58,500. It's 900,000 multiplied by 6.5%. You've already done that calculation. So in the effective interest rate method, interest expense is calculated as the previous bond book value multiplied by the market interest rate, the adjusted market interest rate. So the previous book value for this first year of interest payment, it's the cash that we had received multiplied by 6%. This is our interest expense. The difference between these two numbers, cash paid and interest expense, is the amortization. Now, do I need to add or subtract? Take a look at this number you have here. This is the book value. You want your book value to end up to be the face value. So in this case, we need to subtract. Let's put that in play over here for our journal entries. The first one we already know is cash debit, bond premium credit, bond payable credit. All these numbers were given to us. We could put those in easily. The bond interest expense is debited. Bond premium will have to be debited to amortize. And cash credit. The one that we knew up front was a cash credit. I know exactly how much money I have to pay. Bond interest expense is the book value, beginning value at the beginning of the period. So it's a previous line you look up over here multiplied by the market rate. The difference between these two numbers is going to be the premium amortization. Again, if you're not sure, should I add or subtract, where should it go on the debit or credit side? Look at the premium here. This is the credit balance. In order to amortize it, I'm going to debit the number. So it's going to be debited over here. For the next payment period, again, look at the line above. This number multiplied by 6% will give me the bond interest expense. Difference between cash paid and expense is the amortization. And again, you're going to subtract and come up with a smaller number over here as the book value. The objective over here is to gradually bring this down to this premium is going to be amortized, it's going to be written off. And as we do that, this number will keep dropping and eventually become 900,000. You can go down this exercise and do it several years, and these calculations will work out. And at the very end, you'll be left with the premium is going to be down to zero. Once again, in the effective interest rate method, interest expense is calculated as previous book value multiplied by the market interest rate. That's all there is to this effective interest rate method.